Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we're going to have a look at the stuff that was revealed at Blood and Glory. And oh my god, there's so much stuff in this, and my voice is still trash, and I've still got a horrible chest infection. But I don't care, because I want to see what there is. Because I know what there is, because it says right there, Chaos, Sororitas tanks, and more. The thing is, there's actually loads of really good stuff in this thing, so this is going to be a long video, and I'm going to be dead at the end of it. So, starting out with Warcry. Still haven't actually had a game of Warcry, but I will say the monster and warband design for Warcry is, for the most part, really good. I really like this guy, the Ogroid Myrmidon. Ogroid is a difficult word, but thanks for that anyway. I really like the, what's his name? There's a caster version of this with the staff, big blue guy. I really like this version of it because it looks so much more primal and just downright scary. I can see that being used for a good number of Demon Prince conversions. It's got all the things you'd want. It's got a nice solid base model. The head has got a bunch of horns all over it. Obviously very appropriate. It's got the hooved feet. The scale is about right as well. I mean, you'd have to do a bit of work, I think, to make it a 40k one, but honestly, there's a really good basis for some Demon Prince work right there. And that's not even counting the fact that the model by itself is kind of funky. It's kind of cool. I do like the weird, it's almost like it's got like incense burners on the spear, but they're not really. They're just mace heads by the look of it. Weird looking weapon, but again, I quite like the look of it. Yeah, nice. There's also this thing, the Mind Stealer Spheranx, which is very regal, very weird. That to me looks kind of, it looks a bit Zinchi to me, which I guess would kind of make sense, but it's a monster. I don't know if it's necessarily aligned to anything, but yeah, that it feels quite Zinch to me, that does. It does look like a fun model to paint though. I really like the kind of elongated neck look that it's got going on. I will say I prefer the head with the kind of horns pointing down. I prefer that head to the ones pointing up. I think the silhouette is probably a bit better for that one. Plus, it's got all the the braided hair coming down, which kind of adds an extra something to it. But again, I quite like that. They are really doing some interesting, fun stuff for Warcry. It's very rare that I see a Warcry thing and go, it's not good. For the most part, even if it's not like blowing me away, it is at the very least a good looking thing. It's just like a personal preference thing. But yeah, those two look funky. And of course we've already seen the Fomeroid Crusher, which is still mental. Still love it. Not just that, if you are an Age of Sigmar Persian, Slaves to Darkness. I said Persian there instead of person. I can't talk today. There's so much. Okay, oh my god. I don't need any of this, but that's such a nice update to them. Again, they've done the same thing that they did with the Chaos Space Marines, with the Chaos Space Marine Terminators. They've kept them, familiar and similar, and they are definitely just updates. Same thing with like most of the Sisters of Battle stuff. It's just an update. But it's an update that just brings everything together nicely. Just higher quality, just more detail. The posing is a bit better. I really like what they've done with these guys. They look really, really good. Because they don't look too dissimilar to what's come before. They would slot into an existing army, no problem. But they do look new enough and fresh enough to get someone like me to go, oh, I'd quite like to own that. I mean, I'm going to be sensible, obviously. Can't just buy everything they put out, but that looks like a nice little squad there. Yeah, I mean, the Chaos Warriors, they've been around for ages, and they could do an update, and that is a decent update. So there's also the Chaos Knights as well, which is confusing, by the way, the fact we've now got 40k Chaos Knights, but we still have Age of Sigmar Chaos Knights, even though they're completely not the same knights, but they have the same name. Because every time I go to search for them, I end up with pictures of guys on horses, and it confuses me for a second. So, I really like the posing on these. These look a little bit more busy, in a way, to me. And I'm not sure whether that's, properly fair, that they seem a bit busy, but I really like the variation in poses there. You've got You've got a couple that are clearly running full tilt, ready to get the lances on the go. You've got a nice mix of kind of, I don't know, preparing to charge and actually mid-charge. They don't look like, none of the horses seem to be, there don't seem to be any repeated poses that I can see. Are there? Oh, maybe there is. No, I don't think there is. Yeah, they all look to be kind of uniquely posed, which is nice. The armour looks nice on the horses too, as well, actually. I think probably they're not that much busier than the Chaos Warriors, in fairness, looking at them properly. The Warriors and the Knights have pretty much the same armour and stuff. I think it is the horses as well, is kind of adding an extra thingy with like the armour on them and the chains and stuff. But then again, would you want them to be a bit less busy? I don't think you would, because you want the properly heavily armoured cavalry look, don't you? So maybe a little bit busy for me, but then again, I don't know how you'd remove it whilst retaining the feel. So not really a full complaint there, just again a personal preference thing. But I do like the poses on those a lot. The poses are good. Okay, there's also a new Chaos Lord. So what is this guy riding? It just says Chaos Lord on a monster. It doesn't say what monster it is. Alright, so a dark mirror to the Lord Celestin on Dracoth. Yep, that's fair. That is a big lizard. That looks kind of... Is it fair to say that looks a little bit lizard man-y, that lizard? That dinosaur he's riding? Maybe a little bit. I'm not sure about the Lord himself, you know. That's weird. That's a weird one, because I like the mount, I like the monster. Yeah, I like the detail of the scales and stuff on that. And the armour looks really cool on that thing. The Lord himself, I'm not too enamoured with the Lord. I mean, firstly, there's a bare head there, which, you know, it's me. That's always a no-no for me. But the horns just aren't doing it for me. I think I'd be tempted to cut a couple of them down, replace the head with something else. Just make it a bit less random spiky. Or maybe keep spikes, but in a different way. In fact, keeping the horns that are just around the mantle of the cloak, but taking off the ones that are coming out of his head, replacing that head with something else, that might do it for me. That might look a bit better for me. Overall, it's not bad. Overall, I quite like it. But there is just a weird thing going on with the top of the Chaos Lord himself that is just not quite hitting the spot. But I think if you did remove the head, get rid of the spikes coming out of it, leave the ones growing out of the shoulders and out of the cloak, you'd have the 2 near the axe, and then the 2 near the sword arm. Without that head and without those spikes, you'd have almost like a crown arrangement around him, and then a helmeted head would finish that off quite nicely. That's what I'd do anyway. I do like the overall look of it. There's a bit more hero pose going on there than I'd like in a way. The thing I like about the knights is that they seem to be in action poses. I'd quite like something like that for the leader, but yeah, no, that's all right. That's okay. A few changes that I'd make personally here and there, but yeah, decent. And of course, new battle tome as well. So, what else do we have? Oh, nice group shot. Nice group shot there. Yeah, I mean... Oh, okay, he does have an alternate head. There you go, that's better. There you go. Alright, I'm happy now. That's fine. See, it doesn't take much, does it? Yeah, now that I can see the head, an alternate head, and the fact that it looks like you can... Those are the 4 horns, the 3 horns were coming out of his bare head. Yeah, no, that's good. That's fixed it for me, that model. 100% happy with that now. Okay, so 40k. We've got Faith and Fury on the way, which we already knew that was going to be the name of it, so nice to have that confirmed. So Psychic Awakening Book 2. Nice bit of Word Bearers action on the cover there. And what we will see from this will be Codex Supplement tier content for the Black Templars, but no new models for them, Night Lords, Alpha Legion, World Eaters, Emperor's Children, Iron Warriors, and Word Bearers, which makes me very happy. because I am, after all, doing a bit of Emperor's Children and a little bit of Iron Warriors on the side as well. So, be interesting to see what we get from that, to be honest. That does seem to suggest that there isn't going to be an Emperor's Children or World Eaters Codex coming anytime soon, but who knows? Maybe this is a holdover until we get the full deal. We can hope, can't we? We can hope. So, of course, the Psychic Awakening means witches. Lots and lots of witches. So we've got the Exorcist and the Immolator. And oh my god, I love these. This is what I was... When we saw the Rhino and I was disappointed, it's because I wanted something like this. It is the Deimos pattern Rhino. You've got the circular hatches on the sides. You've got the slight difference in the side panels and the different front to it. That is a gloriously over-the-top, overcomplicated church organ mounted on a tank that also fires missiles. I mean, the concept of the Exorcist to start with is really silly, and I don't think you could sit there and make an Exorcist that's true to the idea of it without going a bit over the top. I really like this. I really like it. It's so good. It's so good. I really like the helmet on the sister in the top there, which is mad. It's like a stained glass arch helmet, which is crazy, but I really like it. The cherubs are creepy as hell, but then again, that's pretty, par for the course for them. It's a vehicle that is, it's like as tall, if not taller, as it is long, which has always been a thing that I've loved about The Exorcist. It's so wonderfully impractical, and that has not changed. But and we've got the torches, like the sconces on top of the exhausts, which I really wanted to see on the Rhino. We didn't see. The only worry now is that with that rolling around, Rhinos are going to look real plain, real plain and boring. But then again, it is also a portable shrine, so I suppose you can't have the Rhinos looking too fancy. I love the little alcoves as well with the statues. It's such a mad concept, but that looks crazy in the best way. And we also have the Immolator as well, which again shares the same platform. I like the with it being a Deimos. The base of it is the same, which I really like the base of that, to be honest. Again, it's things like the exhausts really make me happy. The little bits of like filigree and the alcoves with the statues in. I like that. I like that kind of heavily ornamented stuff. The actual top of this, again, looks crazy, but in the best way. That is, it's literally a stained glass shield protecting the person firing the flamers. I really like them. I really like them. I know that there'll probably be some of you will go, they're too complex, they're too over the top, they're not like, they're making it kind of too much of a thing, but I'm afraid for this, I'm just on board. I'm just 100% on board. Yeah, I really like those. Really like them. Again, creepy ass cherub every time. Yeah, little details like the seat being the fleur-de-lis and everything. Bunch of candles in the back, a little shrine to Celestine. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I'm super happy with that. They look so mad. So good. So good though. Chunky. Beefy is the thing. All the extra ornamentation and stuff really beefs up the profile of the Rhino chassis. And if you look at both of them as well, like the pulpit that you get on the Exorcist, it just makes it look more heavily armoured. It just makes it look that much more significant and weighty. They look like they've got proper serious weight going on, which again I really like. Yeah, so good, so good. And there is the Chaos Sorcerer that was rumoured. That it turns out is correct. I'm loving the throwbacks on this. Really liking the throwbacks on this one. You've got the staff. I like the top to the staff. The dragon's head backpack. Yeah, yeah, nice and solid. Again, I wouldn't use that head, but perhaps a helmeted version would be there too. That would be nice. But yeah, again, I do like that. I like the fact that they're not reinventing, so to speak. They're updating. It's nice to see. It feels like Space Marines have been reinvented for a lot of the other stuff to just be reiterated, just to be brought up to speed, brought up to date, but retaining a lot of the old personality. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And finally, there is a little video for Mephiston. Excellent music choice there. Bit mad, but I appreciated it. So yeah, that is what we have from Blood and Glory. New Chaos Sorcerer looks great. The Immolator and the Exorcist look mad and good. We know we're going to get a bunch of rules, new slaves to darkness, and the reign of the mad monsters for Warcry continues as well. Liked pretty much everything in there. You know what? Let's get that Slaves to Darkness picture back up, the big one, because I'm really liking that Chaos Lord now. The head's on him, the helmet even is on him. Yeah, some good stuff there, some nice stuff. Looks, again, I'm looking forward to a lot of this stuff coming out. It's gonna be interesting to see what the rules are for the Iron Warriors and the Emperor's Children specifically for me, and the Black Templars as well. Actually, still a bit disappointed, no models for them, but who knows what is going to happen in the future. No, genuinely, who knows? All the rumours and stuff were all over the shop for this release, weren't they? We had a load of stuff. I mean, I was told ages ago there'd be a Black Templars versus Orcs box round about now, in fact, November. That didn't show up. Then we've seen the leaked release schedule that seems to indicate again that we wouldn't see anything like that. So, there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of changes to rumours and stuff for all this. So, it'll be interesting to see what we get from Faith and Fury and see what the rules are actually like. What did you like out of all of that the most is the question. What do you think of the Immolator and the Exorcist? Are you excited about Primaris Mephiston, or are you more like, please don't touch him, leave him alone? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm going to go away and rest my voice again now because it's got even worse since I started. As you can tell, I sound like a wheezy old man. You can click all the things if you like, and of course there's an affiliate link for Element Games in the description, which you can click to buy stuff, and I get something for sending you that way, and you save a bunch of money, and you know the drill by now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.